What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And this morning, my friends, it's a beautiful day, and it's a real pleasure to have the guest that we have on this morning, which is Farmer Derek. Now, my friends, that may ring a bell to some of you. If it doesn't, it's sure going to ring a bell here in a moment. And I'm really excited to interview this gentleman. For those of you who are just, coming on here and getting familiar with how we do things, you can text WUL to 813-296-8553 every morning to get a nice little text message reminder right on your phone. It happens here right at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, which is exactly when we do this show every single week. This is episode 885, my friends, episode 885. And you can also go and find all of our episodes, both on this particular business page here on Facebook. You can find them on YouTube. You can also find them on all the major podcast platforms. You can just go to your podcast platform, type in Wake Up Legendary. So 885 episodes of real, transparent, completely authentic, non-scripted. I don't even talk to our guests before we go live. So everything that is said, you're hearing. There's literally just let's rock and roll, and we go live. And if any time throughout this show you are looking to get started here with our challenge or even with our business blueprints, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll and take action and get started if you're feeling inspired. With that being said, my friends, I couldn't be more happy to introduce our guest here, who was a speaker here at our most recent mastermind. Absolutely crushed it. Got to know him. It was a lot of fun to get to, hang out with him, have some fun, also hear about what it's taken him to be able to achieve the success that he's had up until this point. And I'm going to tell you something. If this man can find time to do this, man, we all can find a little bit of time to chase our dreams. With that being said, Derek, what up, my brother? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dave. How are you, man?
I'm excellent, bro. I can see that you're coming to us from your Ford F-150 there. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. 20 minutes away from the house. I had to get some service to make sure I was 100% all in on this video.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure. And you did share when you were speaking that your internet was a little bit wobbly. So not only are you, dealing and finding time to do this in between, managing your ranch there, but you're also doing it with limited Wi-Fi service, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah, I spend a lot of my time, posting videos, and I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, hey, I need to ride around and find a spot so I can post this video at 3 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever the case may be. It's definitely, I probably need to invest maybe in Starlink or something, but CenturyLink's what I got, and that's just what it is at the current moment. So sometimes I have to do what it takes to post a video.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that. You're doing whatever it takes. Let's start with how you kind of got here. What led you here in the first place? What were you looking for? And do you feel like, could you have ever imagined that you would be doing what you're doing now?
Absolutely not, Dave. For me, I didn't know this was even a thing. I was never on social media. My cousin was sending me some farming TikToks through Facebook Messenger one night, and she kept sending them to me, and she'd be like, hey, open up your Facebook Messenger and, check these TikToks out. And so, just like anybody else who's carelessly scrolling through their phone, like I preach in my videos, I open it up and I just stumbled along, affiliate marketing, digital marketing. And I was like, what is this? So I went to research, and I knew that there was a better way than what I do each and every day. And I literally told my wife, who is a teacher, which obviously, you know, my feelings about that, Dave, from being in Florida. You know, for somebody to work for 12 years in the public school system, have 6 years of a college degree, bachelor's degree, master's degree, and gets paid $45,000. What is loyalty in the 9 to 5 world? Is it anything? Because I don't think it is. You know, and I started digging deeper into it, and I was like, you know, there's got to be something to this. I see all these people making money on their phone. And, you know, I found Legendary, and it was something that I dove into without question. And it has been a success story for me. Now, I will say work and consistency is what it takes. This is no cakewalk. I don't tell anybody that this is a cakewalk. Is it a 9 to 5? Can you make it a 9 to 5? Absolutely. But, you know, with 1 to 3 hours a day, it is possible to make good money. And that's what's happened with me.
Yeah, yeah, powerful, man. And I love that you kind of just stumbled upon this. You know, it's there that, you know, a little open-mindedness goes a long way. And I think there's a lot of people who we all know and that we all have in our lives that are where they're at because they're closed-minded and they're not open to. I'm sure there's a lot of people in your area and in your line of work that are also closed-minded, right? So what's it been like for you, somebody who is, you know, the furthest thing from what we would imagine being an internet marketer or a technically inclined or savvy guy to do something like this? What sort of limiting beliefs or you know, barriers mentally or even within your own friends and family circle, or you know, what have you had to battle besides, you know, lack of internet service, besides lack of time? And you know, I know, I'll just go ahead and tell people that you shared at the event that you're working, you know, 70, 80 hours a week on your ranch, on your farm. So you're battling Wi-Fi, you're battling you know, limited time. What other things have you had to overcome to be able to do this and follow through with it, whether that's inside your own head or whether that's in your area there or within your friends and family circle?
You know, obviously, time management is something that I preach in my videos. You know, everybody in this world, in the end, they do what they want to do. They make priorities for what they want to do. They don't, most of the time, if you want something in life, you go after it. And for me, the consistency, I woke up every single day and I told myself that if I wake up and I do this every single day and I keep believing in myself, and in the beginning, I'll be honest, Dave. I said, you know, I'm just going to go through this 15-day challenge. And I'm going to be honest, Dave. I was like, will it work? I really don't know. But I knew that the only way you fail is if you quit. And me waking up and managing my time was the hugest thing for me because I don't have a whole lot of time, Dave. I mean, sometimes I'll start at 5, sometimes I'll start at 6, and I'll get home at 9 o'clock at night. But whenever you go on your lunch break or you go on your break in the morning, I have got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and worked till 5 a.m. because I knew my day in the farming world was just not going to be something that I could put to the side and work on my affiliate marketing business. So you have to be discipline is a huge word for me. You know, like I said, people do what they want to do. You can either sit on your couch, you know, on the weekend and feel sorry for yourself and binge watch Netflix, or you can get up and do something about it. Complaining is something people don't want to hear. And
Mhm.
I was raised, you know, my dad was pretty hard on me, and I thank him till this day. You do what you got to do in life. You keep your head up, and if you fall, you get back up. And that's what builds character, in my opinion. But, you know, people's opinions is another thing, Dave. I live in a one stoplight town. People come up to me all the time. Even people I work with, people that sell me crop insurance. I mean, there's people everywhere that message me, hey, what are you doing? I go into the bank at my hometown and they're like, hey, what's this? And these people have trusted me in what I've told them, and I've showed them the results that I've had, and they have followed me. Right before I came on here, a guy who sells me insurance, he just went through he's going through the blueprints now, And, he asked me questions and he trusted me. But, other people's opinions in this small town, my dad has even pulled up to me. He said, hey, man, I have people come up to me all the time talking about what is Derek doing on the internet. And I just tell them, I said, Dad, if they want to know, they can come and ask me. I said, I don't have time to I don't babysit nobody, Dave, except my wife. I'll go right there. I'll babysit her. But she might be watching. I don't know. But, people's opinions, I've always really been the type of person that worried about what other people thought of me. And this has really showed me, push forward with whatever you believe in, no matter what other people think of you. Push forward, and in the end, if it's what you want to do with your life, if this is what makes you happy, go for it. Don't sit there, because nobody's going to save you in this world. You have got to sit there and stand up for yourself. You got to do what you got to do for your family. And, that was me. My wife is, a teacher. And if I could ever retire her one day, it's going to be, I'll make it happen. As long as she's willing, to stay home. We got a big announcement. I don't think I told anybody in Florida. I'll be having my first kid in April, in a couple of months. So with this, I guess, journey that I've been on, it has made me feel very financially comfortable. Say, hey, Lindsay, if you don't want to go to work back in August, stay home, because I feel very financially comfortable now that it has set me up to where I have my farming salary that I work each and every day, and I go off and, make six figures doing this as a complete beginner. And, I just want to do what's best. If she wants to stay home with our baby boy, then that's what's going to happen. And I feel financially comfortable, like I said, for her to do that. And, for her to wake up and look at me each and every day. And I say each and every day a lot in my videos. I'm telling you, whenever a teacher goes to work and they're getting paid the bare minimum, I know this world is not all about money, but let me tell you something. It drives a lot of things. And to get up and go to work and not get paid for what you're worth, just like a lot of people going to these 9-to-5s, it's pretty heartbreaking to me to see her mentally drained. And that's one of the reasons that I get up and push forward every day.
Yeah, well, first of all, congratulations on a huge announcement, making it right here on Wake Up Legendary. You all heard it here first, my friends. I mean, wow, what an honor for you to make that announcement right here live to all of us, because you're right, you did keep that a secret even at the event when we were hanging out. So I appreciate you letting us know, and we're sending you the best for her health, and a safe and healthy delivery, and just a wonderful birthing experience.
Thank you, Dave.
So it didn't take much to get you riled up at the event. You started talking about your wife and her teaching job and being underpaid and underappreciated. I believe that's a lot of what you get talking about in your content videos as well, and that's a lot of how you find that passion to get fired up, and we're seeing it a little bit right now. How did you start how did you find that message? How did you find that voice when you were first starting to create content? And did you find that other people responded and related to that message of being underpaid and underappreciated in a 9-to-5, as you were talking about that inside of your videos?
Yeah, my wife is one of them examples, and I know there's so many people. I actually, Dave, I've worked on my family farm for close to 15 years, and just like here, my dad told me when I left college, he said, son, you're not going to draw a big salary as a farmer. And I said, okay. And he always told me, he said, if you want more, you're going to have to go find it and continue to farm. And affiliate marketing is something that I found that was one of the only things that I could relate to as far as something that would fit into my schedule. So that's why I always tell people, You know, the people that are working these 9 to 5s that are breaking their back for somebody else, literally waking up every single day, spending 40, 60, 80 hours working 2 to 3 jobs when you could take that $1,000 smartphone that you are carrying around every single day of your life and do something with it. And instead of spending money with that phone, start making money. I mean, that phone that I got right here in my F-150 has made me $150,000 this past year. Come on, guys. And I was the same way. I was skeptical. I mean, I was skeptic, you know, I think it's completely normal, but you know, me looking at my wife, and like you could tell, you know, whenever, you know, I started talking about it at the mastermind, it was something that, you know, when you wake up and see that every day from the person that you love, you know, you're sitting there thinking, I'm going to do something about it. I think that's just a man's mentality. When you see a problem in the house or a problem with your life or your kid, you're somebody who wants to find a solution. And I always say, hey, I want to find a solution to this, to where if you do, Lindsay, want to retire and just get out of this mentally draining job that undervalues so much, I'm willing to break my back even more, because I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me that I work 80 hours. That's just the life of a farmer. But, you know, everybody has time. I don't care who you are. Everybody has time. And if you don't during the day, you got to discipline yourself enough to, hey, when your spouse goes to bed, hey, let me sit in my office and work on this for 30 minutes, or wake up an hour early. You know, I don't know how else to break it down for y'all guys. This is just the God's honest truth. And I think a lot of this mentality that I have came from my dad. My dad always told me on the farm, like, hey, this a piece of equipment broke down, Dad. He always told me, figure it out. And that's just something that sticks in my mind every day. And so this was something that I had to figure out. And come to find out, my wife's pregnant, and come April, hey, if she wants to stay with my baby boy till December and wants to take 6-8 months off, or, you know, I'm financially capable enough to, hey, Lindsay, if you want to do this, stay home with him.
What a blessing.
I thank God every day, Dave, that I found you and Legendary, and it's taught me the skills, and I've been blessed enough to be able to make this money. And, you know, I try to inspire people. I mean, there's people that reach out to me every single day with a direct message, or send me a text and say, thank you, Derek, for, you know, doing this. And, you know, that drives me, because I want people to succeed in life. I'm not here to sit here and bash people on the internet or tell them they're no good. You know, I'm just here to tell them what they don't want to hear. And hopefully that will help them to be a better version of themselves.
Yeah, for sure. And brother, it's our pleasure, my pleasure to, you know, this is what makes, what I can relate, because this is what makes this all worth it for me too, is when somebody does. You know, everybody doesn't. The majority of people who buy how-to information or take our 15-day challenge here, or even enroll in our blueprints, have no success at all. What, Dave? What do you mean? Yeah. The same way that the majority of people who join a gym take no action at all. It's just the reality of life, people. It is.
Right.
It is. It's the reality of life. When you have the information, when you have the opportunity right in front of you, and sometimes you even pay for it, and you don't do anything with it. That's the crazy part. That's the part that's insane. And you said it there just a minute ago. With the smartphone, we ride around with these smartphones, and we invest so much time staring at these things. We invest so much time complaining. We invest so much time, you know, looking for solutions in all the wrong places. You know, there's that old saying, looking for love in all the wrong places.
That's right.
Well, we do the same thing. You know, we look for somebody else to, like, for example, a boss or another human being to be thinking about our long-term financial future and our retirement. And unfortunately, friends, that's your responsibility.
That's right.
Even if you are working a job, you have to save money. You have to invest money. You have to to improve your skills. And it's just like Granny Sherry said here a second ago in the comments, money creates choices. So do skill sets. So do skill sets. And that's what your father was trying to teach you the same way that mine was trying to teach me. And I do have a fallback career. Somebody asked me that if I wasn't doing this, what would I be doing? Well, I'd be doing bathroom and kitchen remodels, doing ceramic tile work and things of that nature, because my father did teach me that trade, that skill. That's what he knew. And he gave me the same exact advice. He said, strive for excellence, not perfection. He said, if we came up to a job and I was wandering around looking like, trying to avoid the work or procrastinate, he said, do something, son, even if it's wrong.
That's
do
right.
something.
That's
do
right.
something. Right.
My dad always told me, if you're not thinking about something to do, you don't want nothing to do. So, in the end, my dad has been somebody who I look up to each and every day. I mean, we got an 11,000 acre farm that was, built up for me. Whenever I came into the picture, we were at 6,000 acres, and my dad and his two brothers have showed me the work ethic. And you got to have work ethic when it comes to this. Whenever I wake up, whenever I started this journey in January, and I would like to say this, I reached out to this individual whenever I got started, in Legendary, and his name is Sean Sorrentos. He has been a big help to me, especially on the front end of my journey. And I reach out to him all the time. If anybody is looking some mentorship, I feel like he is somebody that, if y'all ever want to reach out to him at any time, he's been somebody who has helped me each and every time I've reached out to him. He has been, and I know, Sean, Dave, he's been on Wake Up Legendary. He's part of the Legendary family. I think that he's somebody that is very knowledgeable in this course, and he mentored me in the beginning. Until this day, I talk to him probably once a month, just reaching out. He's always been somebody who helped me. But, I wake up, in the beginning of my journey, and I could have thrown the towel in. In January, whenever I made $50 that month. I'm not somebody who is a quitter. Do I get frustrated? Absolutely. That's human nature. But I feel that if you get up every single day of your life, no matter what your job is, you will continue to progress. And I could have thrown the towel in, like I said, after month 2, 3. Hey, I've made $1,000. I want to make $10,000 a month. That ain't how it works. I mean, some people, it has worked like that for them, but for majority of the people, you got to get up and grind every single day. I don't know how else to put it. You can take it or leave it. That is something you got to do. And, from me going to making $50 my first month to me averaging in between $10,000 to $15,000 a month, it came with work. It came with, early mornings. It came with me taking my lunch break, instead of sitting there eating for an hour watching, the Maury show. You sit there and you work on your business. I mean, I don't care. I don't know how else to put this. You work, you eat for 5-10 minutes, go to work the other 45. Discipline is all there is to it. And you got to sacrifice some things. Yeah. I mean, me personally, if you took all the TVs out of my house, I think I got 6 of them, and throw it in the field behind my house, I'd be completely fine. Because I just don't spend my Sunday afternoons, I'm not saying don't have a life. I'm saying, instead of watching 8 hours of football on Sunday, won't you spend an hour working on yourself? I mean, that's all there is to it.
And this is something that's really interesting about you, is that, because of your farming family and what you have there in the life that you had before being a digital marketer, you're not particularly looking to escape your job. You have a family legacy that, from what I understood when talking to you, you feel a sense of responsibility and even a desire to carry that on and continue that family farming tradition. So it's not like you're looking to particularly escape your job. I think that's something that is really unique about you. Can you say more about sort of how you see digital marketing in this business for you playing a role in your life long term, and how do you plan to continue to balance the two out?
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of hobbies, so I feel like my life is work, my hobby is work. But this has, gained some confidence for me, which is what I love. My dad told me, once again, he tells me a lot, and I know I keep repeating that it's not about what you make, it's what you save. And in the end, I knew with farming, I won't go make but so much. And it's kind of like puts a fire under me. Like, Derek, what can you do for yourself? You've got this fourth generation farm that was built for you. Why don't you build something for yourself? And so I took that upon myself to like, hey, let's follow in the footsteps of my dad. I mean, he's got rental property, he's got car washes, he's got restaurants, he's in so many different businesses. And I said, well, Derek, stop leaning on them for everything. Wake
Mm.
up and do something for yourself. And like I said, sometimes it takes me getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't do that often, but I do it when I got to do it. And, I started my business, I started my LLC. And so it drives me each and every day to say, Derek, this is your responsibility to put something into works for yourself.
Well,
I don't have that option, Dave, to quit my job. Like I said, that was never my intention. I was not living paycheck to paycheck. But I knew I could maximize my spare time with doing something, and digital marketing was something that fit in. I couldn't tell my dad, hey, Dad, at 6 p.m., I'm going to go to my second job, at the bread factory. That's just not, that wouldn't work. That would not work at all. But my dad does see me. If the job is getting done on the farm and I'm sitting there in the field, my guys are out there spraying and everything's taken care of, and I'm sitting in my truck, there has been countless amounts of time where he's pulled up and said, Derek, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm working on my business. He said, is everything okay on the farm? I say, yes, sir. And he keeps on. I just take any spare time. Am I telling you it's easy? Absolutely not. But I don't know nothing that's easy if you're making good money. I mean, you wake up every single day and it is a grind. You wake up every single day and it is something that you got to put your mind to. And, people want to escape their present. You know what I mean? They just
yeah.
want to get on their phone and they want to scroll. And I look at people, you walk into everywhere. I could walk into Jersey Mike's right here beside my truck. And I promise you, when you get to the table and you walk in there and you look around, they're not even eating their sub. They're sitting there scrolling the skin off the bottom of their thumb, looking at nothing. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what are y'all doing? Now that I know, I'm not saying I knew this 2 years ago, but now that I know, I'm trying to tell y'all people, wake up and do something with your life other than carelessly scrolling through your phone. At the end of the day, what have you done other than probably spent money on Amazon? Once you make money with your phone.
Yeah. This is a great time to really reset as well, because it's the new year, and it's like, instead of making resolutions, which are such a played out and tired approach, because they're something that so many people make and break. The most common one is, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to go to the gym. And I just mentioned the I don't know the exact stats of gym businesses, but I damn sure know that their business model revolves around selling memberships and knowing that people are not going to come in and use the gym. Otherwise, the gym would be absolutely packed and there'd be no room to work out. The busiest times of the gym is right at 5 o'clock, right when everybody gets out of their job, which is sort of ironic.
Yeah.
But instead, this is a unique opportunity right here at the beginning of the year to make a commitment, and to really say, hey, I'm going to stick with something for a year. Right? How often have those of you who are watching made a year-long commitment to say, hey, I'm going to do this for a year without getting distracted, without quitting, without giving up? and I'm going to see where this takes me to really follow through with something and really stick with something instead of just dipping my toe and seeing if I get because you've said this over and over again just in this first 30 minutes of this show this is not easy. This is not overnight. I did not get here from just a little bit of work. What comes up for you as I talk about New Year's, making commitments and looking long term with this? Does that take you back to the beginning when you started? Because I know that you've been doing this for more than a year. Maybe share your timeline and how did you approach this instead of being a one-hit wonder, here today, gone tomorrow, I'm going to dip my toe. What was your mindset, and how can you what tips or advice do you have for people who have struggled following through and sticking with things in the past efforts or ventures that they've tried?
Yeah, Dave, starting out with anything is scary. You don't know obviously the outcome. I have every excuse in the world to say, oh, I don't have time to do this in a day. Literally, whenever I go to work in the morning, I get everything going. 9 o'clock, I'm on my phone, for 15, 20 minutes. It's definitely something that you got to sit there and, me personally, I got to schedule out my day. I'm like, okay, whenever I need to get on here and post something, I'll post it. I started gaining traction probably 3-4 months in, but there has been plenty of mornings where I have said, Derek, you don't have time to do this. Your mindset is a huge thing, and I think you preach on that all the time. That thing in between your ears will be the driving force, or it can be ultimately something that you can just fall down on. Whenever I started, I knew, like I said, that you got to keep going no matter what. The only way you fail is if you quit. And I kept that in the back of my mind. I was actually on a phone call with somebody yesterday, and I kept telling them, do not give up. This is something you have to get up and do every single day. This is a job, Dave. I don't care what anybody says. 1 to 3 hours, especially for me, is a lot. But I knew that I wanted more. I knew that I wanted more outside of my farming salary, and I made it happen, but it didn't come overnight. I told myself when I started, 6 months to a year. I'll reevaluate myself in 6 months. At the end of the year, if I fell down pretty hard, I might take a break and, come back to it later. But around that I think I was around $25,000 my fifth month. And, surround yourself with people, especially in this community. I went to the mastermind, and that is a group of people that I hope to get back to one day. These people are helpful. Every single person that I met, I bet you if I reached out to them, and some I have, I reach out to them and they are overly excited to help me. And that's what I want to do with people. I want to continue to gain experience with this and, teach people my ways and how I do things, and maybe it'll work for them. But the community and Legendary is, way up there on my list. I mean, anybody that I have ran into, they have been so helpful, because I think they know they were, me a long time ago. They know what I've been through. And now that I've been through this first year and this first excellent experience, you have a business advisor, Dave, that I'm going to tell you is one of my close friends, and his name is Donald Meeks. I sat on the tailgate of my truck in my driveway like September of 2022. My wife was at the beach for Labor Day. Obviously, couldn't leave. I was farming, and I sat there, and Papa Don, y'all call him Papa Don. He has been somebody that really pushed me in the beginning, along with Sean Sarantos. Both of them individuals have really been inspirations to me. Papa Don was texting me last night. We probably talk once every 2 weeks. So you there? You hear me? I don't hear you for some reason.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry.
Got you. But you have an excellent staff, Dave. Me speaking from Papa Don, you really have a winner. He's somebody who has been there for me. I relate to older people because they've been here longer. They've been through the experiences. Papa Don, you know, he has done well in this industry, and he's 79 years old. You know, anybody can do this, and it's
Just turned
absolutely
80.
it's pretty crazy that you know, no matter your age, this fits everybody. It's all about showing up every day and having that consistency, and in the end it'll pay off if you continue to show up.
Yeah, yeah. He actually just turned 80, Papa Don.
Oh, did he? That
Yeah,
is wild.
yeah. 2 months in, we had another event in October, 2 months before the December event that you came to, and we also had a lot of our team fly in. We did a mastermind event for all of our clients, and then right after that, from Monday to Wednesday, we did a team event. And so hanging out with Papa Don was a pleasure. He told me that he just celebrated his family just threw him an 80th birthday party. And I'm going to tell you something. That boy he's a real one. He's a
He
real. He's a
he has no filter, which is what I like. You
Yeah,
know, sometimes like just in my videos, I talk to people and tell them what they don't want to hear. And most of the time when you tell them that, they kind of gain your respect because
yeah.
you know, it is what it is. Whenever you tell people the truth, they normally don't want to hear it. And in my opinion, I think it gains a lot of respect, you know, as far as you know, people listening to me, because I just want the people to know that you can be a better version of yourself, but you got to have that open mindset. This typical 9 to 5, I don't know who in the world came up with it, but you know, it's something that now I'm a farmer now. Mine's never going to change. I was raised on it. This is how it's going to be. I'm not leaving my family farm. But for most people who are going to that corporate job, I keep telling them every single day I show up and I tell these people, you're just a number. And in the end, what do you have at the end of the month? What are they going to give you? A 50-cent raise? Is that going to keep up with inflation? Get out of here.
It's not just people who are, working service-based jobs and things of that nature. It's also doctors. We got Guinevere on here, Gwen, who was at the mastermind event,
Wins
and
great.
yeah, yeah, she's in the comments right now, thanking people and hanging out, talking to people. And she was a doctor of audiology, and also realized that there was a different path, a better path for her. That doesn't mean that all doctors are going to choose that same path and make that same decision. We're not here to make blanket statements and say what we do or what we have is better than everybody else out there. But each person makes their own decision. And for her, she's not the only doctor. Becca Duncan is a doctor of chiropractic. And I'm sure there's many other doctors inside of our community here. But it's not just people who are working, low-paying service-based jobs or jobs of that nature. It's also people in all walks of life who are realizing that it's not only a lack of a financial freedom that is not happening. That's just, it's the math ain't mathin'. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Math ain't mathin'. But it's also that lack of time freedom, right? I mean, think about your own wife, right? I mean, it's not just the low pay. It's also an hour drive. I think you told me that
Yeah.
she has a dadgum hour drive in and an hour drive back. So it's not a 9 to 5. It's a dadgum, 8 to 6 or 6:30 to it's a 9-10 hour day for that 45,000 a year.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and another thing is, you know, she comes in and she'll be like, "Hey, I got a staff meeting from 5 to 7 tonight," and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, so you get out and they're not paying you for your 7 to 4 or 7 to 5 job, and then you got to go back and spend another 2 or 3 hours at this job because it's required or it's, you know, you're supposed to be there. You're not getting paid for what you're doing to begin with. and you got to go to all these extracurricular activities. It's like volunteer work, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with volunteer work, but daggone, when you don't get paid to begin with, and then you add these hours on top of it each and every day. And I look at her and I said, and it just puts a fire under me. And I'm sitting there saying, Derek, continue on, brother. And I mean, especially, I got, our first child coming in. If my wife is happy enough to stay there with our child, and it makes her happy, she can stay there. That is fine with me. But to have this type of, extra income coming in is life changing. I think it would be life changing to anybody. I don't care who you are. To make an extra, just say $10,000 a month on top of my full time salary. I mean, Dave, it blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, 10,000 a month is a life-changing amount. I mean, for most people, an extra 300 to 500 a month is a life-changing shift. It really is. I mean, think about, for all of you in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't even have to be an extra 10,000 a month. Although, as a business owner, you have unlimited potential to be able to build your business as high as you want. And that's the benefit of being a business owner in any business. As long as it's realistic that the profit margins are there. And gratefully, in digital marketing, with the core 4 business models that we teach, and we explain the math right in the first few days of the challenge. Right in those first few days of the challenge, we break down the business model of selling information and digital products, why we believe it's better than selling physical products or drop shipping or printing on demand or brick and mortar or network marketing or Etsy or any of those things. We break it down for you, my friends. So if any of you come across this video or sitting here wondering what the hell we're talking about and how 10,000 a month or an extra 150,000, which in no way, shape, or form is any of that a guarantee that you are going to make that. Most likely you will not make that. Why? Well, I'm going to say that because it's safer for me to say that than for me to say that you will make that, because the majority of people don't have the dedication and the commitment that Derek has. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Okay. Most people, I'm not saying you all don't listening here, but I'm being extra realistic. I'm being extra conservative here. But we break down the math in the first few days of the challenge, just so you can understand how it is possible if you do choose to put all of your dedication and energy and manage your time correctly and put forth the effort and develop the skills that are here for you to develop. If you do want to do the same thing that Derek's done, or that many of the guests on Wake Up Legendary have done, then we break it down for you right in those first few days of the challenge. So before you make a larger financial investment to enroll into our blueprints, which, by the way, if any of you are looking for, how do I start the challenge? How do I enroll in the blueprints? There's a link right there. If you choose to do that, though, then you're in the full know right in those first few days of the challenge, where we feed you that appetizer. So you can get up and walk out of the restaurant if you want. If you say, this isn't for me, it only costs you $7. And you know what? We ain't getting rich off your $7. We don't care about your $7. Okay. We don't want anybody to do anything that's going to put them, that they're not going to follow through with. We don't want to put anybody in any financial distress. And even our business blueprints program, which is $2,500, is a fraction. It's a freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass compared to what traditional education costs you. If you think about your wife, if you think about what Gwen invested for her doctor's, that degree, we're talking about 6 figures of unforgivable financial loan debt, which is the only debt, that and tax debt, that's unforgivable in a bankruptcy. Credit card debt, everything else is forgivable if you file and they grant that. But back to my point, my friends, it's possible, and we show you how it's possible right in the first few days of the challenge. So if any of you are sitting here excited, inspired, and you're ready to get started, go and learn the mechanics and the dynamics of this business. Acquire these skills. Derek, I know that you started, we were talking about timelines. You started back almost exactly a year ago. You went through the challenge, you invested in the blueprints, you put your nose to the grind, you got to work. This is not magic. And this is also not just, hey, you're here because you're a hardworking farmer. You also sat behind the dadgum computer, you did the learning, and then you picked up the damn phone and you did the marketing, and you walked through the difficult moments of putting yourself out there on camera and overcoming those limiting beliefs and feeling awkward and feeling goofy and driving around trying to post the damn video because you had bad Wi-Fi. What have you learned about yourself through this journey that's been a new discovery for you, that is interesting and inspiring, that you could share with us, that you did not know about yourself, or that you've been reminded about yourself since starting this?
As a farmer, 80 hours a week, I think that is a lot. But I thought myself, honestly, that I didn't have any other time. But I found out in these little parts in my day, like I said, whether it's early in the morning, whether it's at lunchtime, that you can invest just like the blueprints, and me learning that education. And I think anything starts with education. I don't care if it's me walking in McDonald's and cooking a hamburger. I would have to learn how to do it before I do it. And I preach to people that education to get started is the foundation for the digital marketing world. You got to get educated on how to do this. And for me as a farmer, working these hours, I learned that I had these few hours of spare time. Like I said, whenever that may be during the day, I found them few moments to maximize my time. And, it has really opened my eyes to where I was like, well, I thought my time was being maximized just farming. But I found out that, hey, Derek, these other times where you're just sitting around or sitting on the couch a few hours on a Sunday, or you're sitting in your truck at lunch, or you're sitting there in the field after you get everybody going. I found out that if you put forth the effort, because what you said, Dave, is true. Just because you buy these blueprints and they're on your computer screen, that don't mean nothing. You have to go out there and get it. You have to take action. There is no other way to put this. You have to go out there. And I'm not saying this is rocket science, Dave, but it is just like anything else in this world. If you're going to make good money, you got to be disciplined. You got to sacrifice in order to come up with these amazing results. Some people might call me boring because they're like, oh, you farm, you digital market. What do you do for fun? This is my fun, Dave. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, making money online is an excellent thing to me. And I mean, I'm not saying to other people you can't have hobbies. It's just not my thing. I mean, I don't want to go fishing. I don't want to go golfing. In my mind, I'm over there spending money. I want to take them extra few hours and, just try to better my financial freedom, and just in the end, make myself a better person for me and my family.
I just had to do the DDT, hat throw. You're right. I tell you what, buddy, there's nothing more fun for me either than building a business and making money online, and just proving to myself that I'm capable, building, improving my communication skills, learning about how the world and the internet works and figuring things out. It's a passion, man. People say, well, Dave, can I build a passion? Can I build a business from my passion? Absolutely. Absolutely. It just so happens that my passion, when I got into this, became digital marketing, became using as a old construction worker myself. I mean, I tell you what wasn't that fun for me and wasn't a hobby was swinging a hammer, running a jackhammer. That wasn't actually very fun. I'll tell you, it's fun now that I don't have to do it for money. But it was fun for me to get on the computer, to friends, for those of you who are having a hard time and don't think filming videos is fun, well, it's because you suck at the beginning. And yeah, it's not very fun when you suck at something, but as you get better and as you get more comfortable, I'm having fun right now on video here talking to you. It looks like you're having a little bit of fun too. It becomes fun, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what I hear you saying.
Oh, absolutely. When I started, there's some videos that I've been doing this a year. There's some videos two months ago I wouldn't do again just because I've seen myself progress to this day. If you go back a year from now, I'm like, wow, that is terrible. But just like anything else, you continue to thrive, you continue to grow, you surround yourself with people just like at the mastermind event, and even, through the community online. People are here to help you. And my dad always told me, if you don't know how to farm and the farmer down the road's got a better crop than you every year, go follow him every day and you'll end up being a better farmer. And that's what I do every day. I sit there and I watch other people. I see what they're doing. I see what works. I analyze these trends and this data, and I put it to use, and therefore it's continuing to pay off. And back to, I'm a contractor as well, Dave. I don't think I ever told you that. I got my commercial contractor's license, and my dad told me, Derek, if you get educated enough to get your license, you don't have to go and plumb that house. You don't have to go and pour that concrete. You got your education, and now you can tell other people to do it because I got educated to get my license, and I don't have to go out there and swing the hammer. You get what I'm saying? It starts with education, and digital marketing is the same.
Yeah. Brother, listen, man, you're a busy man. I'm gonna let you get back to the farm. Maybe you got to upload a video or something here while you're out. So I'm gonna let you do that. This has been fun. This has been a blast. I mean, this has been super inspirational, unbelievably educational, man. And the 550 to 700 people that we've had live at every second of the last hour on the show, thousands of people in and out, and tens of thousands more will listen to this replay into the future and are in for a real treat. And I appreciate your time today and can't wait to hang out with you more and see what you do here in 2024, man, because now you're moving into the second year of your business here. And, I just can't wait to see how your success continues to compound, brother. So keep up the good work. Congrats on the addition to your family. My best prayers, thoughts for the next few months for your wife and yourself, my brother. Keep us posted. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help and serve you and your family. And I'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it, man.
I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Bye.
All right, my friends, you can find Derek over at buildwealth_farmer. Buildwealth_farmer. He's over on Instagram at buildwealth_farmer. Man, oh man, friends. I mean, I am feeling the vibes. I'm feeling the energy. And thank you all so much for so many amazing comments and wonderful feedback today. I always say thank you, Shelly. Nancy, great comment. Thank you so much. Sherry, awesome. Thank you. Great feedback. Just thank you, Lindsay, so much. Tim, I hope that Derek also has a chance to come back and watch or check out some of these comments. It's really just awesome to see everybody chiming in and giving your feedback and feeling inspired by what Derek said today. I know I am as well. Neil, thank you so much. Yes, Andy, Derek dropped some tractor size nuggets for sure. Just thank you. Hey, Izzy, keep up the great work. It's our pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of the amazing comments. Gwen, thank you so much for the really supportive and loving comments. So good to see you on, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of the support. We really appreciate you. You make this a great show to do, to show up every day, to serve you all, to hang out with you all, to do these interviews for you all. And you just make this community so warm and welcoming for everybody who comes in, and all of the new people who are watching, make them feel supported and like they're walking into one big family. And that's what this is all about, because we do need support. We do need inspiration along this way. This can be a lonely road. Entrepreneurship's not easy, just like Derek talked about. And so my hope, my invitation for all of you is that you are inspired today to make a 12-month commitment for your business. And I've always said, I don't care if you learn these skills here or somewhere else, just learn them. I think we do a great job, and I think we've proven ourselves. We're on episode 885 today of interviewing real life, real people. No prep, no scripts, no BS. All real, all the time, every episode. And we do this to show you the behind the scenes, not just the videos that you might see from some of the marketers out in the community or some of the marketers out there on the internet, but to hear what they go through on the back end to be able to get to where they're at, what this really takes, the real talk, so you can prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for what this journey is going to look like for you. And you can embrace the challenges and the hurdles along the way, and know that you're not alone, that we all had to go through the front door. It's a difficult door to walk through. Entrepreneurship is not easy, getting on that camera, sitting there learning these tech skills. But once you master them, or once you even begin to get comfortable with them, it does get a lot more fun. And this can become a passion, just to build a business, just to build your confidence, just to follow through, keep promises to yourself, build your confidence. That can be real fun. 2024 can be the year of growth, personal development, and you stepping into the best version of yourself. And that is my hope and invitation for you all. If you're ready to get started or looking for a place to get started today, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, and you can find links to start our challenge, enroll in our business blueprints, or buy a ticket to the mastermind if you're already a client here at Legendary Marketer. Let's go, my friends. Get out of here. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Stay legendary, my friends. Get out of here. Peace.